Backpacking. Backpacking is camping, except you hike miles away to your campsite with your food, tent, and camping equipment all strapped to your back. The first time I've ever been backpacking turned out to be quite the story. One that involves an intense bear encounter. So one day my mom asks me if I'd be willing to go backpacking with my brother and a few of his friends. She and the parents of my brother's friends said they'd feel better if an adult went on the trip with them. And while I don't necessarily feel like an adult, I agreed. No better way to spend my time than hiking up a steep mountain with a 35-pound backpack for 3 days. So there were 5 people going on this trip. Myself, my brother Damien, and his friends Cheney, Isaac, and Tommy. We all meet up and drive the 3.5 hours to the trailhead. The first day of hiking wasn't so bad. It was only 4 miles and wasn't too steep. We reached the first campsite and set up camp. Now there's something truly scary about being in the middle of the woods at night. Under the canopy of trees, it gets really dark. Anything could come from any direction, at any time. Which was really unnerving, but it was also nice to sit around the campfire and talk. It gets late and we all go to our tents to sleep. Except no one was sleeping! They were all talking! Guys, come on! It's like midnight! Just shut up! I ended up moving my tent so I could try to get some sleep, but I felt a little uneasy about being separated from the group. Like I said, the woods are scary at night. Every little sound had me wide awake. And to top it all off, it started raining. Now I had a rain cover on my tent, but it did not seem to be doing anything because I was getting wet. So there I lay, alone in a slowly growing puddle. Needless to say, I didn't get a lot of sleep that night. At last, morning comes. I was soaked, but I somehow managed to get enough sleep to get me through the next day. We pack up camp and head out. After the first mile of hiking, I start to realize the true severity of this hike. The trail was super steep and constantly growing steeper. How much further?
All right, well, according to the map, we've hiked about a quarter of a mile, so we have 5 miles to go.
What? At this point, I was questioning my ability to even finish this hike. But I didn't want to be a drag on the group, so I pushed on. I pushed myself to a limit I didn't even know I had! But I think I still ended up asking for the most breaks. What? Wait! Need break now. After hours of brutal uphill hiking, we finally reach our destination, the Mountain Bald, where there were no trees, allowing for a breathtaking view. And the best part was, I got to put my pack down and take a gosh darn break! After enjoying the view for a while, we continued to our next campsite, which was only 5 minutes out and all downhill. We set up camp and rest for a while, and then we head back up to the Bald to watch the sunset. And while it was really nice to walk uphill without a backpack, it was still pretty tough. For some of us. When we reach the top, we see that there are 2 guys who set up camp up there. And they told us that there are rumors of a bear lurking around the very campsite that we were set up at. We take note of this, but we're all relatively unconcerned. Isaac assures us that the chances of seeing a bear are practically non-existent. We enjoy the sunset and then start to head back to the campsite. But right before we reach the campsite, something happened.
Bear!
Bear?
Bear.
My heart was racing. I rushed down to Tommy and Isaac in time to hear something large retreating into the woods. I did not see what it was, but Isaac and Tommy both confirmed that it was a bear that they saw. This put me on edge. Now I knew for sure that there was a bear somewhere around our campsite, but it's not like there was anything we could do about it. So we built a campfire and talked for a while. But I was still on edge, and if I even thought that I heard a noise, I whipped my flashlight out and scanned the area. This goes on for a while, and I start to relax. I am enjoying the campfire conversation when I hear a twig snap behind me. I whipped around with my flashlight, and instead of seeing nothing like I expected, I see a bear 3 yards away. I kid you not, I froze for like 2 seconds. Oh my gosh, there's a bear right there. Now, we all knew that if you see a bear, you're supposed to make a lot of noise, so we just kind of start shouting at it. Like idiots. But it doesn't seem to have any effect on the bear. He's just sitting there staring at us like he sees us every day. And to be fair, he might. We're all trying to figure out what we should do, because this bear was not going anywhere. It seemed like he really wanted to get into our campsite. But we hold our ground. And eventually, the bear slowly wanders away, disappearing into the woods. We all couldn't stop talking about how crazy this was, because it was crazy. And do you know what the best part was? We got it all on video. And I don't mean that one of us pulled out our phones while this was happening. No, I mean Cheney was randomly recording the conversation leading up to the bear encounter. Check it out.
I think it does. I mean, I know it does.
Hear me out. If we bring fire in our tents, will our tents be warmer?
Yep.
Okay. Oh my gosh, there's a bear right there.
Oh, frick. Isaac,
Wait, how?
Hi, bear.
Damien, stop being polite.
Bye, bear.
You have the bear spray?
Would you come see the fire?
That is spooky, my guy.
We have beef jerky. Go away, bear.
Go away.
Come enjoy some food with us.
He wants the
We
worm.
are friendly.
It is not going away.
Isaac, make sure you get the
said
bear
it would
spray.
go away.
Here,
Some
sign the
tea
light
and
away.
crumpets.
Sign the light away. Have your thing. Oh. Wow, he's
think-
like, you guys look really stupid right now. Yeah, he's just chilling.
Can't really see it. It's too pixely. He's just vibing, though. That's a bear, guys.
Here's the thing, guys.
My mom's gonna have a heart attack. It's the best.
Which is nice. Honestly, the chances of that happening again are so slim.
Okay.
Can't believe we got this on vlog.
I know, we got this
Yeah,
on
this is kinda
vlog.
sick.
I zoomed in, too.
After the bear left, we all watched this video. We couldn't believe that had just happened. Now you might think that's where the story ends, but nope. We sit around the campfire and talk for about a half hour, comforted by Isaac's assurance that the chances of the bear coming back are super slim. Guess who comes back? Now I'm actually starting to get a little concerned. This bear made it very clear that he wanted to get into our campsite. It's not like we could just ignore it, and it was like midnight, so we were all ready to go to sleep. So we're all brainstorming on how to not get eaten by a bear, and we finally decide that the best thing to do is to take down camp, hike back up to the bald, and sleep there. So that's what we do. One of us kept our eyes on the bear while the rest of us took down the camp. Even though the hike back up to the bald was only 5 minutes, it was still pretty brutal because we were all exhausted. But we eventually get there, set up our tents, and go to sleep. And we get through the rest of the night crisis-free. And the next morning, we head back to camp and see no signs of the bear. The rest of the hike was relatively uneventful, outside of being super exhausting. But we finally make it to the end of the trail loop. Civilization. A chair. I haven't sat in one of these in like 2 days. I was wiped out. My legs were so sore that I could barely walk for like a week. And on top of that, I barely got any sleep the last 2 nights. But after stopping at Starbucks for a 5-minute nap, I get enough energy to drive us home safely. This backpacking trip was the most treacherous thing I've ever done. And that's not even including the bear encounter. Include the bear encounter, and this trip was the most treacherous thing I've ever done. But I had a great time. Altogether, you could probably say this camping trip was intense.